Greetings, welcome to another video. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me for a few minutes. Today I thought I'd make a short video about what's in each of my swimming bags. For triathlon, you know, there's the three disciplines, swim, bike, run, but with swimming, it's kind of like broken into two. There's the pool and then there's open water. And you need quite different things for each of those things. So I thought I'd show you what's in each of my bags for swimming. So let's pull it all out and I'll show you what I got. So here's the pool gear. I'll open up the swim bag. I just thought I'd show it to you when it's all packed up and how everything fits and what I've got in it. And before we even get to that though, the most essential thing I find are a good pair of pool shoes. My feet do not touch the pool deck, the shower, the change rooms, nothing. So I wear these Crocs and I have these nice bright colored ones. So when the teenage swim club shows up, they all have the same black Crocs and flip-flops and stuff. I don't want mine getting mixed into there. So they stand out. Very important to have pool shoes that you can wear indoor at your swimming pool. Okay, so with the swim bag, I have this TYR mesh swim bag. It's designed so that you can put your gear in here and you know things shouldn't get too funky on you. I do keep a separate bag inside to put my wet gear in. So it's got a little pouch on the outside here. This is where I just keep extra pair of goggles. The goggles I got two pairs of goggles. I have these TYR Race Tech goggles. It's very important to get a pair of goggles that have an adjustable nose piece, adjustable head strap, and these have a rubber gasket or plastic gasket around the eyes so they seal and don't leak. So these are really good. I really like them, but yeah, really important to get the adjustable nose piece because you know everybody's face is a little bit different. What else I got in here? I got some nose plugs. So I got a little pack of these. They just clip onto your, you can put them on your face and your nose. What I do is I take one out of the package and just kind of clip it onto the side of my Garmin here when I get into the pool. And then when I want to go use it, I just take my Garmin off, pop it on. So I use these, when I'm practicing flip turns in the pool. So I'm learning to do flip turns. I haven't practiced in a while. It's really a low priority for a triathlete to learn how to do that, but avoid getting water up my nose and learning to do that. And then I just got my hair thing in here, a spare mask. Not that we have to wear masks indoor at the pool anymore. My wax earplugs. I got a whole set of those. I bought them out. They're cheap off Amazon, but these are really good. I actually bought them for I'm not focusing here. I bought them actually for open water swimming to keep the cold water out of my ears, but I find I really like them in the pool too. Just, when you get in there and you get water in your ear, and then for a couple hours after you get home, you can hear water whooshing around in your head. Ugh, this stops that. I love them. And then I just have my pool pass here. All right. So here, I'll stop the camera and then I'll open up the bag. All right, here is the contents of the pool bag that I carry around with me. I've got my bathing suits in here. So at the pool, I wear two bathing suits. I find that if I only wear one, I feel naked. So I always wear two. I wear a two-piece, and then I put a drag suit over top. And they're both black, so I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter if you could see the one underneath anyway. But I like wearing two bathing suits. I just feel like everything's put together. Again, women's bathing suits, I tend to be more on the revealing side anyway, and I don't like that. So I wear these TYR brand again. I really like them. They both have racer backs, full coverage, fully lined, and same thing with the two-piece. See, like, look how flimsy these things are. Like, I mean, come on. And I'm not even, overly curvy or chesty or anything. And So I find 2 bathing suits is a must. I take a plastic bag when I get out of the pool. It's just, I don't know, something came in this, probably from Amazon, I don't even know what. But I use this at the pool. You could use a big Ziploc bag to just, like, when I take my wet bathing suit off, I just chuck it in here, and it just saves everything else from getting soaking wet when you get out of the pool. I have a change of clothes I don't have the full change of clothes, but I always take a change of clothes with me to the pool. I keep it in my bag. This is my towel. So this is a microfiber towel. It's a full-sized towel, and it wraps up really small. I find this to be wonderful rather than taking just a bath sheet or a regular towel out of your bathroom, because those are so big and bulky and fluffy, and they just take up so much room in the bag, whereas this thing, like, this packs down, right? So it's fabulous. It does really good work. Hand paddles. I've got 2 different kinds of hand paddles, and they do different things. So these ones here are more of a technique hand paddle. So you put them on like this, and they're supposed to help you with your catch in the water. So when you go down like this, just to help you get your hand entered in the water correctly. I don't use them a lot, but I do use them occasionally. These ones are really good. So these are more of your typical hand paddles. So you put them on your hands like this, and they cover your palm. And what these do is increase the resistance when you pull through the water. So it just helps build strength. It makes your shoulders stronger, makes the workout harder. Yeah, those are really good tools as well. And moving on to tools, I do have a snorkel. This is designed for swimming specifically, not snorkeling. So it kind of wraps around your head, breathing tube. So that just allows you to swim laps, practice your kicking or your strokes without having to turn your head to come up for air. So it's a nice tool for that. Honestly, I don't use it that much for what I paid for it. You know, I mean, and plus I find I have to wear a nose plug with this till I get used to it. And then I got my earplugs in, and I got this on, and my cap and my goggles. And I just feel claustrophobic. So I actually don't use it a lot, but maybe, you know, this training cycle, I'll bust it out a couple more times. My fins, I love these things. So my pool does have a whole cupboard and bins full of fins of different lengths. I finally got my own. Again, I don't like my feet touching anything or anybody else's stuff, so I bought my own. They weren't overly expensive, and they're just great. They just give you that little bit extra propulsion. They just give you that little bit extra loft in the water, I find. And I just find them really nice to use, especially if the pool is busy and you're sharing the lane with a bunch of other people, especially dudes. You know, they swim so much faster than you. Like, it's hard to sometimes keep up, but this helps with that. And I also use them in the open water. Like when I go with my open water swimming group, I have wore these in the ocean, and I find them very helpful, especially when the water is really rough, got lots of current, or it's choppy. Again, it just helps you get through all that just a little bit easier. So I really like these, and I use them a lot. Swim caps I've got 4. My pink one broke, so I got rid of it. 4 different caps here. These 2 are latex, and these 2 are the silicone kind. I got the red and the yellow one here from Races, but I don't actually like these thicker silicone ones. I find they slip on my head, and I have like a big Swedish head, and I have a lot of hair, so I just find I don't have room in these things. You know, they're halfway through the workout. The front of it's ridden halfway up my forehead, whereas these, you can tell like how much bigger these caps are. The latex one, and they're just thinner. They fit my head tighter. I find they don't even really leak that much. Like, I can get out of the pool, and you know, a lot of my hair is still dry. And I actually prefer. And then there's different brands. I mean, you got to find what you like, right? This is a Speedo one. I don't like it as much. I think it's, again, just because it's just a little bit smaller than the yellow one. And again, I have a big Swedish head and a lot of hair to stuff in there. So this yellow one is definitely my favorite. I got it from my triathlon from Multisports Canada. I don't know what brand it is, but it fits just like my old pink TYR one. So I'm kind of suspicious that that's the brand of this is TYR. This is Speedo, and these are probably all Speedo. So the yellow one, definitely my favorite. I need to get more TYR brand caps. You know, these are good backups, but I don't use them that much. Here are my other pair of goggles. These are really good for outdoor swimming. And again, I use these all summer in the open water. Very important if you're open water swimming to have reflective material, and they're tinted. So it keeps the sun and glare off the water out of your face. It would be impossible to swim in the ocean with the clear goggles like these. Like, I mean, I guess you could do it maybe on a cloudy day or if it's raining, but even then, I always wear these. Again, these have an adjustable nose piece, adjustable straps, and the gasket around the eyes. So yeah, these are right now my favorite, and I even wear them indoor. One thing I do is goggle maintenance. Every time I wear these, when I get home, I wash them out with just hand soap and water and rinse them really well to help keep buildup from occurring on the lenses. You're always going to get some fogging with goggles, but I find keeping them clean to keep the visibility high is very important. So yeah, I learned that the hard way. And then, and this is just the rest of my silicone, or not silicone, wax earplugs. So again, I bought a big set of them off Amazon, and I just keep the two I use all the time in the little case. That's the stuff I carry to the pool with me every time I go. It's, you know, for essentials, I would consider the goggles, the swim cap, especially if you're a girl and you have long hair, it's essential. You know, a microfiber towel, good bathing suit that you feel good in, that fits you well, doesn't ride up and any of that stuff, because the last thing you want to be doing is fussing around, farting around with your bathing suit. And the fins, the fins. You know, I think the others are nice to have, like the hand paddles and the snorkel. And I guess even the earplugs are nice to have, but, you know, definitely the earplugs I would say are up there too. But yeah, so that's what's in my pool bag. So I'll put all this stuff away and show you my open water stuff. Okay, here's a look at all the stuff I take open water swimming. First of all, I use a much bigger bag. This is one of the largest shopping bags that I found that I put everything in. And when I pack everything up to go to the ocean to swim, this thing is full. So I don't use the orange pool bag for open water swimming. It is not big enough. I use that big thing. Okay, open water swimming. I guess most important here is the wetsuit. I live in a climate where wetsuit year-round is totally fine. I'm a bit of a wimp, so I mean, during the height of summer when it's 30 degrees Celsius out and people are swimming without them or just skin suits, is totally fine, but I'm a wimp. I like my wetsuit. I wear it all summer. I don't even sweat in it that much. Like, I stand in the shade. So I also like the wetsuit because it really gives you that buoyancy in the water and just a little bit that greater confidence. You know, because that's one thing about open water swimming. I mean, there is a huge mental aspect of open water swimming. Like, open water swimming, panicking in the water is a real thing. And I have panicked. You know, once when the tide was going out and I was trying to get back in, and it was tough. One thing I did buy for my wetsuit is an emergency whistle. I have it tied to the zipper in the back, and that just drags along behind me, and this sucker is loud. It's an emergency whistle so that you can get attention, because yeah, yelling, nobody's going to be able to hear you. So very important safety. So that's the thing about open water swimming. It is all about life safety. always swim, did never swim alone, always swim with other people. I started, after I had a scare with the tide, I started swimming with the Vancouver Open Water Swimming Association in Kitsilano, and what a good decision that was. Like, they have people on boats and in paddle boards kind of with us as we go around the loop. So yeah, very important. And the other piece of life safety equipment that I always take to every swim into ocean is my personal swim buoy. So this is basically just an airbag that you blow up. It blows up really fast, really easy. Like, you don't have to fill this whole thing with air. I think it's just the way the lining is on the outside. And then it's got a little dry bag compartment in the top where you can like put your keys or whatever in the top if you have to bring stuff like that with you. And then it just tethers to you around your waist, and then this you just pull it along with you. And so what's so great about it is if you need to stop and take a break, you can just reach around, grab this thing, and hang off of it. Because that's the other thing about open water swimming, is that it took me a while to get my head around, is once you leave the beach, you cannot touch anything until you get back to the beach. Like, it's not like the pool where you can stop and rest and hang off, you know, the lane lines or the end of the pool. Like, there's none of that. So you need something to like be able to hang on to and rest. It's bright colored so everybody can see you. And also, like, if you're swimming along, like, I can't even tell you how many times one of my goggles starts leaking and starts filling up with water. You just grab this, I just hang off of it. And then you can like adjust your goggles and kind of relax and just catch your breath if you need to. Like, very, very, very important. Highly recommend. I would not go open water swimming without one of these. And they sell them based on your weight. So however many kilos you weigh, you buy the bag that's appropriate for your size. So, you know, you don't have to swim with anything too big, but you don't want to be like a big man and swimming with a really small bag that won't hold you up either. So, you know, just when you buy one, just be aware of that. I take a plastic bag with me, an even bigger one to put my really wet stuff in. If I need to. When I underneath my wetsuit, I just wear my two-piece. No one's seeing you. I don't care. I just wear a two-piece suit. My two-piece. I don't wear the drag suit on top, because this fits like a glove, and they are hard to get on at first until you start wearing them and they stretch out. I bought mine on Amazon and I don't regret that decision at all. It was fairly affordable for a wetsuit. It's good quality. I've had no problems with it. I just follow the sizing guide, and actually, if anything, it's a bit big on me now because I've lost weight since I bought it. But so I find it really easy to get in and out of. Again, I take my towel, my earplugs, and then for cold waters, like early in the year or late in the season, I didn't do any open water swimming this fall. I think I was just kind of done with it, but after my triathlon. I do have a neoprene cap, gloves, and the booties. And, you know, this stuff was all quite essential when I started swimming open water, like April, May, when it's like still only 15 degrees out. Essential. I think the shock of the cold water on your face when you get into the water is, I mean, you kind of get used to that. But if your hands and feet get so cold that your fingers are blue or your toes are blue, like that's no good. So this stuff really helps. The booties are actually okay. I find these Velcro, like they Velcro around the top of your ankles to keep them on. I find that a little bit flimsy, and I have had them loosen off, and then the boot fills up with water even more than it already does, and it's just kind of irritating. But this could just be because they were not expensive, but you know, they're good enough. So, and then cap. I'd wear my cap underneath always wear the cap, and then I put the neoprene cap on top of that if I need to wear that if it's cold. And then, like I said before, my outdoor goggles. So I think that's it. So, you know, kind of a couple things you can double up from the pool, obviously, but yeah, the wetsuit it's all about the wetsuit. I could do a whole separate video on wetsuits. Listen, I'm not an expert. This is my very first wetsuit, but I really like it. The brand is called Synergy, and it's a knockoff Roka, basically, right? But I've been really happy with it. It's been very, very good. All right, so I'll just pack all this stuff up and say goodbye. So that's what I take to the pool or to the beach with me for my triathlons and triathlon training. So, so a little, like I said, a little bit of overlap between the two disciplines, open or pool swimming, but, you know, lots of gear, especially the open water stuff. I mean, you need to take a big bag and pack all your stuff. Like I said, I started swimming open water with a swim group in Kitsilano. They've been fabulous. You know, I think it was only like $6 or $7 to swim with them. It was, you just register online, show up at the beach, and then, you know, they go over a safety brief, tell you what the water temperature is, tell you the current pattern, if the tide's going in or out, and just be aware if there's other debris or lots of boat traffic. And they set up buoys, and we did a 1,500 meter loop, so you could do that once or twice depending on, you know, what you're training for. And they were just really fabulous. And then they sat on the beach, like everybody just dumped all their gear together, and the group sat there with your stuff, so you didn't have to worry about, you know, leaving your stuff unattended on the beach. You know, I left my keys and, you know, all that stuff sitting there in my bag on the beach, and not once did I have a problem. They just looked after everything. They were fabulous. I'm really looking forward to swimming with them again. And again, just great people. Can't say high enough about them. So if you have anything like that in your area, definitely look into it. Highly recommend, but at minimum, just don't go open water swimming alone. Just, you know, don't do it. Always go with somebody, even if they're just on the beach watching you. It just, I went out swimming once early in the morning. I was on my own. The tide was going out. I started to come back in, and I panicked. I panicked big time. Like, I wasn't sure. Like, I really had to give it all my might. Like, and I even had to flip on my back and just double, you know, arm stroke as hard as I could. And it seemed like it was forever. I'm sure it was only, you know, I probably got back to the beach in a minute and a half or something. I wasn't that far out, but it was enough for me to go, okay, don't be dumb. You know, you're a single parent. You got responsibilities and shit, and you got a good life. Like, don't be dumb. So no more of that. Anyway, I'll wrap this up. I'm kind of rambling at this point. So yeah, so I hope you like this video. Just wanted to show you what I take swimming. If you have any questions or comments, just drop me a comment below. I'll, you know, like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm new to all of this year, but I feel like in that year I've certainly learned a lot, and I'm happy to link any of the stuff that I've referenced down below. I'll see what I can find online and link things up in case you're interested. So yeah, with that, I will say goodbye and see you next video. Okay, thanks, bye.